So I think at some point, the American people that have been following a lot of this stuff and, you know, have their opinions in whichever direction it is, are going to have to make a decision on what they're going to choose to believe. There's been a group of people that have said, everything you see, you're watching a movie. I think that's an op. I think that's a psyop. I think it's also a very passive-aggressive way of shitting all over our troops when they say that. Because then when things like our Air Force that took out the nuclear sites in Iran a few days ago, nobody praises them because everybody's been convinced you're watching a movie and it's not real. It's also a great way from a psych perspective, in my opinion, and I work in psych, to get people to disconnect, and none of it is real. It's very manipulative. That's my opinion. Then and I think what people need to realize is that the American people have been played by tech, by the intelligence agencies, and what they've done is they have infiltrated at every level of MAGA and have twisted things and turned things to hurt Americans. Because it's all in the JFK files that, really early on, the CIA did infiltrate into other countries, into their movements. Usually it wasn't for malicious reasons always. It was because those countries would ask them to, because they were communist movements and they wanted to not have communism rise up. So early on, it wasn't like they were trying to do it for malicious intent. Although then after JFK, and I've said before, I don't trust what JFK's motives were. But, to each his own opinion on that. That's just because of his airlift to America that he was doing that I don't trust. But whatever happened after JFK, okay, it seems that the intelligence agencies turned on Americans. And my understanding was, at least at one point, was the CIA isn't really supposed to operate within America at all, but I could be, that was my understanding at one point. And as far as the FBI, they're in charge of interstate commerce. Well, we can clearly see that they likely were really in charge of helping the wrong side of interstate commerce when it comes to trafficking, okay? Does that mean I think every CIA and every FBI, I have less faith in CIA, but just because I don't know, they're just, I don't know, different breed. But as far as FBI, I don't think all of them are bad. It's just, there's been a bunch that did go bad. And so the reason I'm saying this is because Trump put up a very long post about Benjamin Netanyahu. And what people are going to say is that he's highlighting Bibi, okay? And I've said that before, that he's highlighting these people, because this whole there's been so many different psyops being done, and it's hard to try to make sense of all of it, and it can pull you. But most of them I haven't fully been able to, get on board with. Definitely not that it's a movie. Sometimes, yeah, I think Trump highlights people. But then I think there's other times that he's, when he's praising somebody, he's praising them for a reason. The same guerrillas or anti-war groups, liberal anti-war groups that we've had around forever that shit all over our troops, are the same ones today that have infiltrated MAGA, and it's the reason I refer to them as liberal MAGA. I really should just call them fake MAGA. And they have been part of that psyop. They are in government. There's a ton of podcasters, and that's what they do. And they will turn and say, well, we didn't know. Like, if the American people catch on to what they're doing, they'll shift. But the fact that all of these people pivoted at the same moment to start saying that because many of them have said that we're 6 months in and already Trump's taking us into another war. No, we're not at war. There's not World War III taking place. Okay, the nuke sites were taken out of Iran. Absolutely should have been done a long time ago. Nobody ever did it. It's as simple as that. But these liberal fake MAGA that people follow and religiously think that they're on your side have never been on your side. They have been part of a psyop. So this is what Trump had to say about Bibi. People can decide for themselves. Breaking news, Trump wrote. I was shocked to hear that the state of Israel, which has just had one of its greatest moments in history and is strongly led by Bibi Netanyahu, is continuing its ridiculous witch hunt. And remember the witch hunt they did against Trump, against their great wartime prime minister, Bibi. And I just went through hell together. And he and I just went through hell together, fighting a very tough and brilliant longtime enemy of Israel, Iran. And Bibi could not have been better, sharper, or stronger in his love for the incredible Holy Land. Anybody else would have suffered losses, embarrassment, and chaos. Bibi Netanyahu was a warrior, like perhaps no other warrior in history of Israel, and the result was something that nobody thought was possible: a complete elimination of potentially one of the biggest and most powerful nuclear weapons anywhere in the world, and it was going to happen soon. We were fighting literally for the survival of Israel, and there is nobody in Israel's history that fought harder or more competently than Bibi Netanyahu. Despite all of this, I just learned that Bibi has been summoned to court on Monday for the continuation of this long-running, politically motivated case concerning cigars, a Bugs Bunny doll, and numerous other charges. But in between that, he has in parentheses, he has been going through this horror show since May of 2020. Unheard of. This is the first time a sitting Israeli prime minister has ever been on trial. That was all in parentheses. Then it says, in order to do great harm. Such a witch hunt for a man who has given so much is unthinkable to me. He deserves much better than this, and so does the state of Israel. Bibi Netanyahu's trial should be canceled immediately, or a pardon given to the great hero who has done so much for the state. Perhaps there is no one that I know who could have worked in better harmony with the President of the United States, me, than Bibi Netanyahu. It was the United States of America that saved Israel, and now it is going to be the United States of America that saves Bibi Netanyahu. This travesty of justice cannot be allowed. Now, can you just imagine just think of all the people that hate Israel. That's what it is. They say it's Netanyahu. They say it's the government. In my opinion, they're the modern day Nazis, okay? And it's all these psyops that have been being done. So ultimately, it's going to be up to you, because there's going to be a bunch of people that tells you, oh, Trump's highlighting them, this is just a movie. Right. So when you say it's just a movie, then you can belittle the troops that for 37 hours. Do you realize they were in the air? The Air Force was in the air for 37 hours going to Iran. They refueled in the air, and they obliterated the sites, absolutely obliterated them. And for those that have said Israel controls us, well, I think Trump has made it very clear in the last 48 hours when he told Netanyahu, stand down, and Netanyahu did. That is always what I have seen in my adult life with Israel, is that when our leaders tell them what to do, not the other way around. So realize these people that are in this psyop, they are your enemy. They are your enemy. Be careful. Think for yourself. It's the most important thing one can do, is think for yourself so you don't fall for all the psyops.